Okay, so pulley wheel, we have here, the dimensions are all in inches and we have this here. Now, don't forget for this one, for those cutouts, we actually have the sketch right down here. The kind of the order that I'm going to go in is I'm going to actually create the pulley first and we'll do those cutouts as the last feature. So as we look at the cross section here, we're going to do a revolve first. And that revolve is going to use this portion that we see right here. Okay. So our center line is going to be right here. And then the part that we're going to do the revolve on is going to be like this eye section, but it is wider at the bottom than it is at the top. Okay. Or it's wider on the outside than it is on the inside. All right. So, so what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go over to SolidWorks and we'll get started with this revolve base boss. So I'm going to go into the revolve base boss and we're going to model it just like we did the pulley in the tutorial. So we're going to kind of take 1/2 first, and then we're going to mirror it over the center. So I am going to start by looking at my front view or my front plane. And I'm going to put in my center line right away. The revolve always needs that axis that it's going to revolve around. And instead of forgetting it, I always like to do that first. So I'm going to start with a center line. It has to be a center line, not a regular line. I'm going to start on my origin and just go horizontal. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of bring this down and to the left because my, my sketch is going to be on the top. So now what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to model it just like we did in the example, the tutorial. So I'm going to start by doing my line. I'm going to go directly above, but I'm going to keep a space for the bore. And I'm going to go up. And I'm going to go out. It's wider at the outside. And then come back in. Again, this is like half of the eye shape, if you would, and then it's going to be shorter at the bottom. There we go. And again, I'm going to mirror this then on the opposite side once I do my revolve. Okay. Now I'm here, I'm going to start by adding my dimensions. So I'm going to do a smart dimension and I'm going to go from my center to the bottom line here, but then down past the center. So I get like this diameter. This diameter is going to be a diameter of 0.5. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the outside right away because I don't want to have myself flip over. So I'm going to start my center line, outside line, down past my center again. And this needs to be 5.5 inches. So it's very tall right now. Then I'm going to do my next one. I'm going to go center line to this bottom part. And this one is going to be 5 inches. Okay. Then I'm going to go center line to that one. And that one's going to be 1 inch. There we go. Now I'm going to do my thicknesses. And oops. Start over. See, smart dimension. I hit the escape key a couple times to kind of reset from that diameter mode to the width here. And this thickness is going to be half of 1/2. So this is going to be 0.25. Ooh. What was that? Over this one? Center line first, then go up to the point or the line, and then you have to go back down below the center and then hit the left mouse button. So that's going to be 0.25. Then this one is going to be, let's see, need to be this one right here. Yeah. This is a width of 1 inch. Oh no, half of an inch. I gotta double click that because remember it's half because we're gonna go over there we go. And then up on the top here, this one is going to be, it's 1.25. So this is gonna be 0.625 is gonna be the half. And now Gotta look down here. I should be fully defined, and I am. So I'll let you kind of look here. So yeah, when you do the diameter dimensions, remember they have to be, you can't have the halves when we're rotating, they have to be the diameters. You start by, when you do your dimension, you start on the center line, and then you go to the line or the edge, and then you have to go back down below the center line and left click, and you'll see that diameter come in. Did that work, Katie? Okay. All right. This out here. So here are your dimensions. And then now once we're fully defined, we're going to hit exit, and it's going to go right into that rotating mode. So it's this 1/2. The revolution is going to be around the line. It remembers that first line, that center line we created, and then we're going to hit OK. So this is just 1/2. So the back side is flat right now. Okay. So we're going to do our mirror. Yep, just the blind, and then 360 degrees. I'm going to rename, this is going to be our profile. So this is the pulley profile. Okay. And now this is going to be what we're going to mirror. Okay, so this is the one side. So just like in our tutorial for the pulley, I'm going to click on the pulley, and we're now going to mirror this over, and we're going to expand this out. Oopsie, sorry. You got to first do the mirror. We're going to mirror here, and now you'll see that we have the part up here. So I'm going to click that part, and I'm going to go over what is going to be the right plane, because that's the plane that's in the middle here. Okay, right there. So the top would be this way. The front is there that we already drew on. Now it's going to be the right plane that we're going to mirror over, and that's going to create our thickness. Okay. And then we're just going to hit OK. And then now we've got both sides of our pulley. So I'm going to do a file, save as, and I'm going to save this. This is called the pulley wheel. Go. And then we're ready to add our cutouts. Now going back underneath, the sketch for one of those cutouts is right here. So we're going to use that sketch. So we're going to create the radius or the diameter here for this part. Then we're going to create the diameter for here, the radius for that. We're given the centers for each one of these, okay? And then the center for this radius here, okay? This one we're going to put in, that's going to be a fillet. So we won't create that radius there, but we're going to do that at the very end as a sketch fillet. So the 3 circles we're going to be putting in are going to be this one, and that one, okay? Back to SolidWorks. So we're going to sketch in the bottom right-hand portion right here. And this is going to be an extrude cut. So I'm going to be on my feature tab, extrude cut, and I'm going to click on that surface. All right, because I'm going to sketch on that surface. So I'm going to come down here. And the first circle I'm going to add is going to be the radius of 0.8 or a diameter of 1.6. So I'm going to do a diameter here. Circle, center. I'm just going to kind of put it like right there. And then I'm going to smart dimension it. This diameter needs to be 1.6 because it has to have a radius of 0.8. Now, from the origin down, so from the origin down to the center, this is going to be 0.9. Okay. We don't know this way yet how that's going to go. So we're just going to leave it right there for right now. This is going to probably move in towards the center in a little bit. The next one that we're going to be putting in is this diameter of 1.25, and its center is 0.8 over from the origin and 1 inch down. Okay. So we're going to put that diameter. So this is a radius of 1.25, so it'll be a diameter of 2.5. So I'm gonna do a circle, and I'm gonna kind of put it like right here-ish. Okay. Smart dimension, I'm gonna do the diameter, 2.5. Okay, so again, it was 1.25 radius, 2.5 diameter. Now I'm going to dimension its center. So smart dimension from the origin to its center. This is 1 inch down. And then from the origin to the center, it's going to be 0.8 over. Okay. Now I've got this one in place. This one is black because that circle is fully defined, but the sketch is not fully defined yet because this circle isn't where it needs to be. So it's not fully defined. Now, if we look back over here, oh, you're right. Yes, it should be 0.6. I glanced at it. This should be 0.6. Thank you, Dave. Let me look back. Yes, this should be instead of 0.8. Thank you for correcting that. 0.6, a little bit closer. Yes. Okay, let's look back at our sketch. Now, this radius right here and this radius right here are tangent to one another. Do you see that? So we are going to make those two tangent to one another. So we're going to add a relation between this circle and that circle. So we're going to go up to add a relation. I'm going to click on this circle and that circle and make them tangent. Okay. Now, if I click off of that, now they're both fully defined. They're both fully defined. So that's good. Now, the next one that I'm going to be putting in here is going to be this radius right here. So this is going to be a full circle, a 2.5 diameter circle, because it's a radius of 1 1/4. And it's going to be 1.2 down, and it's going to be tangent to this circle. So we're going to go back in. We're going to draw a diameter right about here-ish. I don't know. Smart dimension the diameter. That needs to be a diameter of 2.5. Okay. And I'm going to kind of move this over a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
How did I do that? I left clicked on here and I dragged. That's it.
On the center point.
On the center point. Then I'm going to add my dimension from my origin down to the center. And that's going to be, I'm going to look close, 1.2. Okay. All right. Now, like I said earlier, I've got this down 1.2. I need to make that radius that I just created, or that diameter of 2.5, tangent to the diameter of 1.6. Okay. So now I'm going to add a relation between this circle and the 1.6 circle, not the 2.5. Okay, so the one that I just created and the 1.6, and I know you need those two to be tangent. Okay. Now I've got them all fully defined. This is where you got to take your time because you have to trim away the stuff that you don't need. So I'm going to trim away this outside radius, trim away this inside one, this outside one, this one, and you should be left with a feature that looks like that, almost like a little point. What is it? Is that what it looks like? Okay, so now we have that. Now we're very, very close. So we've got this radius, that radius, and now we've got one more radius on the inside here. This is just going to be a sketch fillet. So right here's our sketch fillet. And our radius is going to be 0.3. And then we're going to click on this one and that one. And we're going to hit OK. And then that's going to be the last radius that we need. Okay. And you should be fully defined at, oops, and there, what the heck? You should be fully defined at this point.